Hi guys, I decided I would do another little good night chat, a little Arthritis Ashley bedtime chat, if you will. This was not very well planned out, so it's going to be pretty off the cuff here. But I thought that you might want to join in. I wanted to see if anyone had any questions or anything that you would like to maybe talk about tonight. I love when we do a question and answer format, so if there's anything at all that I can answer for you, I'm here. Or if you just want to vent about something or share your story, I'm here to listen to that too, and also answer any questions that you may have for me. Like I said, I didn't really plan this out, so I don't have any particular structure in mind. I just thought that perhaps we would have a little combo. So if anyone's out there who wants to talk, hop on and let me know what you're thinking, and we can get a little discussion going. In the meantime, Facebook is telling me it's building my audience, so hopefully some of you are joining in. I am going to have to put my glasses on so I can see your comments. Let me see if I can fix the lighting in here a little bit. Let's see. I'll play around for a minute while I wait for you guys to hop on. Cool. Well, some of these are really interesting. Okay. Well, I'll just go back to the regular lighting then. Anyway, so here I am. If anyone has anything they want to chat about, I'm taking your questions live, and I will stay on for a little bit. Not sure if anyone's on because, as usual, I'm having issues with the section that shows me the comments, so hopefully I will get to see when you join in. I'm getting a message that says we are still spreading the word that you're live. This may take a moment, so bear with me here. So anyway, while I wait for you guys to hop on, I want to show you some cool thing that I discovered, and I might have posted about this before, I'm not sure. I always talk about Deep Blue Rub. We know I'm obsessed with that, and I'm actually doing a Deep Blue Rub giveaway. If you want to scroll back a few posts, I'm giving away 10 sample size packets of the doTERRA Deep Blue Rub, so be sure to check that out. I discovered this a couple weeks ago. Arctic Ease cold wraps. Instant cold wraps. So it's basically like a compression tape. But interestingly, it's self-cooling and it stays cool while you wrap, you know, whatever you're wrapping. You can use it on your wrist, on your ankle, on your foot, whatever. I've only used it once. I've thought about putting it on my head, my forehead, whenever I have a migraine. But yeah, I wanted to see if any of you guys had experience with it because it's a new product to me, and I've used it one time, but I'm not that familiar with it. So yeah, I wanted to know if any of you had experience with this. Something else I wanted to mention, let me move this notification, sorry. I was like raving last time. I did a nighttime chat about my tea routine, and as you will see, I do have my tea tonight as well in my little Lions Club mug there. I'll take a sip. Tonight I am doing chamomile, and also my favorite that I kept talking about last time, which is the Trader Joe's organic ginger turmeric herbal tea. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It's in like an orange and pink box. Those are what the tea bags look like. They are so good, and it's so great for inflammation and antioxidants and things like that. So I really hope that you guys will give it a try. Something else I wanted to mention while we are on, I wanted to show you. Actually, let me see. Sorry, I'm looking for something. My bedroom's a mess at the moment. But yeah, so I'm giving away these sample packs of doTERRA Deep Blue Rub. The ingredients are here on the back. I don't expect any of you to read those right now, but they are on the doTERRA website if you're interested in learning more about what the ingredients are. So the packets I'm giving away are 2 milliliter packets, and I'm giving away 10 of them. They're a really small size, but it's enough of a sample that you can get an idea for if you like doTERRA or not, or rather if you like doTERRA's Deep Blue Rub or not. I'm sure you would like doTERRA because all of their essential oil products are awesome, but as someone with RA, this one to me is exceptionally awesome. So these packets that I'm giving away are just a little sample size. It'll be enough to apply to like one area. And then if you like it, you can order the bigger bottle from me, which is 4 fluid ounces. So it's 120 milliliters. And this essential oil blend, it provides soothing benefits for sore, aching muscles and strains. Some marketing says that it's for joint pain and arthritis, but technically we're not supposed to say that because it's not FDA approved for that. But from a personal use perspective, it does help me. So what else? What else? No one's wanting to hop on and chat with me tonight. That's a bummer. That's okay. I got my best friends, aka my heating pads. So this is one of my trusty favorites. It's a little fox with glasses. And here's one of my other trusty favorites because I have about 6 heating pads. This one is little flamingos wearing top hats with mustaches and sunglasses. And these handmade heating pads are absolutely awesome. They're filled with rice, and you can refill them and wash the outer part, wash the rice, do whatever. They are from a little shop in Ohio, but you can find lots of DIY, how-tos on Pinterest to show you how to make them yourself. Personally, I'm not crafty enough to make them myself, and I'd rather just kind of go buy one that's already made, but that's just me. There are a lot of people who are DIYers. I wish I had that gene. I don't. I'm the type of person that, for better or for worse, will buy something instead of making it myself. I'm kind of ashamed of that. I wish I was a little bit more crafty and domestic and a DIY type, but it is what it is. And sometimes for those of us with chronic illness or chronic pain, it is much easier to just not have to do it ourselves. So yeah, it stinks when I do a live chat and it's just me chatting to myself. Since I'm not getting comments, I'll take the glasses off for now. So nothing's really new here. I've been slacking on my We Go Health Health Activist Writers Month challenges. I've just had a lot of other stuff going on, so they have kind of fallen to the wayside. But if you want to check out any of my entries, they're on arthritisashley.com, and I hope over the next day or the next few days to catch up on that writing challenge because it's just been awesome. There have been a lot of really thought-provoking writing prompts for health activists and health writers. One of my favorites actually that I did and that I challenge all of you to do is to write a letter, and it could be funny, it could be serious, it could be mean, it could be nice, whatever, to your best and worst doctors and healthcare providers. So I actually chose to write a not so positive one, but still not disrespectful. Just a really honest, raw, truthful letter to emergency room doctors and nurses from a chronic pain and a chronic illness patient. Because as most of you know, we do have a very different experience in an emergency room setting than their average patient. So I wanted to take the time to express my sentiments on that, and I think that it's something that probably a lot of you would relate to. I'm not sure. I kind of wish more of you were on here tonight. That way I could ask you about your experience in visiting the ER. But again, as usual, I'm having some issues with the comments, so I'm not even sure how many of you are on. But if you are on and you have had a crazy or bad or funny or terrible experience in an emergency room setting, because of your chronic illness or just in general, I would love to hear it. I'm always all about swapping stories and hearing everyone's experiences on these things, because it's such a crazy roller coaster ride, and you always feel like you're the only one that's going through this stuff. So it's nice when you know that you're not alone, and it's sometimes funny to hear other people's stories that kind of resonate with yours. The emergency department is always very interesting for those of us who live with chronic illness, and it's always a challenge, to be honest with you. So yeah, I on my arthritisashley.com blog, I did write an open letter kind of to the ER doctors and nurses out there, just on behalf of all of us. So you might want to take a read and just see what you think about that. Nothing else is new, really. I go for a consultation tomorrow for a possible knee replacement. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also a little bit excited, if that makes sense. A little bit nervous just because, like, who wants to have surgery? I don't. And I'm a little nervous about the recovery period, but at the same time, if getting a new knee can make me feel better, then that's awesome, and I really want to do it. So I'd love to hear your input and your stories if you have gotten a knee replacement in your 30s or younger. I'm just really curious to see how the appointment's going to go tomorrow. So I'm a little nervous for that, but I'm also, in a weird way, looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to Thanksgiving. I always love spending the holidays with family and friends, so that'll be nice. And even though this has been a really hard year, I believe there's always something to be thankful for and always something to be grateful for, even if you live with illness or disability or any kind of health problem. And that's something that I really try not to take for granted. Life can be really challenging sometimes, but I think we do have to remember to always stay grateful and keep things in perspective. It doesn't mean that we have to be happy and positive and optimistic 100% of the time, but I think that if we do try to practice gratitude, and especially finding that gratitude in the small things, that it would really improve our overall well-being, and it may even be able to improve our quality of life in some ways. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'm grateful for all of you and the support that you've given me through the years. I may have not been as positive this past year as I have in the past, only because I've had a really stressful year and a really difficult year, and I always want to be honest and transparent with you guys. So I do try to be positive, but at times, I do have to vent just like everybody else and express those feelings of frustration. Interestingly, one of my doctors actually told me that they thought I had a form of PTSD, believe it or not, just because of the trauma that one faces when they are diagnosed with a lifelong and fairly serious illness from a very young age. He told me that your mind is constantly just in that fight or flight, because when you're dealing with sickness every day is a battle. And even if that illness is physical, it can impact even the way your brain functions as well. So I thought that was really interesting. And I've actually written Healthline articles about a link between PTSD and RA. But I never realized that some of my anxiety and things like that might actually be a form of post-traumatic stress. And I never realized how traumatizing it really is to be sick or in pain every day of your life from childhood on. So that is why I always encourage to practice self-care and to keep things in perspective and just be open and honest with your feelings. Because it can get to be a lot, and to keep that stuff bottled up is not good. And you can't worry about the stigma that's attached with these illnesses, because everybody has problems, and it takes a really strong person to get through any type of chronic pain or any type of chronic illness. So I give you all props, and I just want you to know that there's nothing to be ashamed of in regards to your health condition, whether it is a visible disability or an invisible illness or a mental illness or whatever the case may be. I want you to know that there are people out there who understand what you're going through and who can relate and who don't judge you and don't stigmatize you and don't label you, because you are a warrior. It's not easy to go through life in pain or with illness, but we are all doing it, and we're all getting by together, and that's all any of us can really hope for, while living the chronic life, if you will. So I really appreciate all of you, and I'm glad that we can all learn and grow together and kind of be honest with one another, in this journey that can sometimes be very trying and very difficult. So I just wanted to say that I'm thankful for all of you, and I'm thankful for your support, and I hope that you have found solace and support on this page as well. So I definitely count you all among my blessings this Thanksgiving, truly. I know that sounds cliche and silly, but it's so important to have a network of support when you're living with illness. And, social media drives me insane sometimes. It really does drive me crazy. But at the same time, I'm really grateful that it has brought me to all of you, and that I have found my tribe of people who actually get what I'm going through on a daily basis. So that's really, really awesome. And I am very, very grateful for that. And I hope that we can all continue to be great supporters of one another, and encouragers and uplifters and inspirers and shoulders to cry on, ears to listen, and people to just kind of send the good vibes and the prayers and the virtual hugs whenever we each need it, because it's not easy, but it's worth it. And it's so much easier when you have a group of people surrounding you that get it. So I thank you all for getting it, and I hope that you take time this Thanksgiving to really think about all the things in your life that you do have to be thankful for. And just remember to try to find that gratitude in your everyday life as well. And as the holiday season approaches, please be sure to practice self-care, practice balance, practice moderation. Take time to take care of yourself. It's very stressful. The holidays are very stressful. They're wonderful. I mean, I love the holiday season, but it is a lot of stress. It's a lot of busyness, and sometimes that just takes a toll on our body and really drains us. So I want you all to take care of yourselves. Give yourselves that gift this holiday season. The holidays are not all about material things, but gifts are exchanged. So give yourself a gift this year, and just take the time you need to take care of yourself, to focus on you a little bit, to rest a little bit, to listen to your body, and to nourish your body as much as you can, nourish your spirit as much as you can. And let's all set a goal together for this holiday season and the new year to be one of the best yet. We can't always control our health, but we can control how we respond to our illnesses and how we think about our pain and how we talk about our sickness. So let's just make it a goal to get through it together and to put as positive a spin on it as we can without being fake, and while keeping it real. So that's going to be my goal. I really want to spend this holiday season focusing on all the wonderful things in my life instead of dwelling on my physical limitations and my medical problems. So I really hope that you'll all do the same. And I thank you all for always staying by my side, and I will always be right here to support you as well in any way that I can. So since I've had an impending migraine for like an hour, which you can probably tell by my eyes, I can sometimes look at myself and tell that I have a migraine coming on or I'm in a flare. But I'm going to stay on for about 2 or 3 more minutes. And so I really would like to take this time to answer any questions you have or respond to any comments. So any of you who are watching, please feel free to leave a comment or ask me a question, and I will answer it live. Tammy, let me put my glasses on. I guess I should have maybe done that when I saw a comment pop up. Sorry. Oh, Tammy, you're so sweet. Tammy said, "You really inspire me. Thanks." Well, that's very nice, Tammy. Like I said, you guys all inspire me all the time, and reading the stories of just overcoming and courage and inspiration that people, face in the midst of illness or any other hardship or injustice is just so inspiring to me. So I get as much information. Yeah, I'm tired. I get as much inspiration from all of you as you guys say you get from me, and I truly mean that. So my affinity towards you all is authentic, and I hope that comes across in all the work that I do to try to speak to my fellow patients. So anyway, if there's not any other questions, I will sign off, but like I said, I will just give it another minute or so. Actually, I do want to mention something else. 2 things, actually. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, you had to look at my pant leg there for a second. 2 things I'll plug, or give a little shout out to before I go while I wait on questions. Drinking my tea as usual. Wanted to show the Lions Club mug. You may have seen that Lions Club logo before and not known what the Lions Club is. I'm going to tell you. The Lions Club is an international service organization. You may have one in your town, you may have one in your state. They're all over the world. And I joined this past year in memory of my grandfather. His name was Leon Lewis. I called him Bups. I've written about him in both of my nonfiction books, so you can read about Bups in Sick Idiot when he was my softball coach, and I also dedicated Chronically Positive to him. But anyway, I joined in his honor because he was a member of the Lions for 42 years, and I knew to an extent the work that they did, but not quite. So I've been really floored by the wonderful work they do in the community. We mostly work with the blind and visually impaired, but we also work with leader dog and service dog programs for the blind. We work with the deaf and hearing impaired community. And we donate money to various other causes. So we just recently donated to a young girl battling a brain tumor. The Lions have given money to help people get wheelchairs or glasses or walkers or other assistive devices. They help provide vision screenings to kids. Just in the last year, we helped somebody get a chair lift. They had lupus and RA, and also one of the chairs, the recliners that help you stand up as well. Same person who has RA and lupus. And I've heard these wonderful stories from all over. Now, in some other parts of the world, they focus more on things like clean water and education. But the primary focus and the primary mission here in the U.S. at least is vision and blindness causes deafness, but also other physical disabilities, and helping anyone who is otherwise, going through a hard time or impoverished. So my point is they're a resource for you guys if you have one in your community and you really are in true need of some kind of assistance. Write to your local Lions Club. It's pretty easy to find out who they are by Googling or asking around your community or your city. Send them a letter, send them a request, explain your situation, ask for what you need, and you never know, they might be able to help you. They might not. I mean, some clubs are way more limited on funds than others, but you never know what kind of assistance they can provide you, whether it's monetary, whether it's driving you somewhere, or, getting you a piece of equipment that you need. They're just a great organization. And the other end of this is if you are looking for an organization to get involved with that you're physically able to handle, I mean, it's a great one to join. Like I said, I joined. I'm now the secretary of the Robinson Township Lions Club here in Pittsburgh. And, there is, of course, a level of commitment that you have to be willing to give. But really, I mean, we have one meeting a month. We do some events throughout the year in the community, different service projects and awareness events and things like that. But it really is great, and it's a great way to give back to the community and take some of the focus off of your own problems for a while. And I think that that's really, really good thing for people with chronic illness or a disability, is to sometimes take the focus off of yourself and put it onto others in need. And that's kind of what I have made part of my life's mission, and that's always been one of my goals. So I really just wanted to mention that, give a shout out to the Lions Club. You can learn more about the Lions Clubs International at lionsclubs.org. I often also share things from my local chapter, the Robinson Lions Club, on my Arthritis Ashley Facebook page. So that's definitely something to check out and to keep an eye on and try to get involved in if you can, as a member or volunteer, or donate to them, or if you need to, ask them for assistance, especially if you are physically disabled, blind, visually impaired, deaf, or hearing impaired. Definitely reach out to them. They're a resource, and they're also a great way to give back. The two other quick things I wanted to mention were, speaking of giving back, I don't know if any of you saw me post it, but there's this lovely young woman named Genevieve Peach Woods. Her nickname is Peach, and she's written a book called Peach, and it's about her inspiring journey with mitochondrial illness. So she lives with mitochondrial disease, and it can be life-threatening. It can be terminal, and Peach is on a mission to spread awareness about mito, and also spread awareness about inclusion and tolerance, kindness, and acceptance among all people, including people who are disabled or ill or differently abled. So I really encourage you to check out her work. You can search Genevieve Peach Woods on Facebook. She spells her first name Jenei. Hold on. Jeneivieve, Peach Woods, and she's also on Twitter at Jenna Peach Woods, so Jenna Peach Woods. And her book right now is on Indiegogo. She wrote a book about her journey, and she's trying to raise money, not just for her book, but also for awareness about mitochondrial illnesses. And there's hundreds of mitochondrial diseases And a lot of them are considered rare diseases, and some of them are actually similar to autoimmune and rheumatic disease in nature. So it's definitely something to check out. You can donate, like, I think the lowest tier is maybe $5 or $8, or you can donate, anywhere up from there to help her spread her journey about tolerance and inclusion and her life with a disability. So it's really cool. Definitely check it out. #PeachBook, and I will share more information as I can. The last thing I'm going to leave you with before I go, I really would love for you to check out a blog I wrote in 2010 called Broken Dolls, The Things and People We Keep, Flaws and All. I'll say that again. It's called Broken Dolls, The Things and People We Keep, Flaws and All. So this is a blog I wrote in 2010, or maybe early 2011, right before my brain surgery. And this blog is a version of this blog is also featured in my second health memoir, Chronically Positive. Anyway, I don't want to get into the whole story here and spoil it for you. I want you to either go read the blog or check it out in my book, Chronically Positive. But if you're familiar with the story, which you might be because it's gotten kind of a lot of circulation by this point, I have this doll named Winnie. She's a Cabbage Patch Kid. I've had her since my very first birthday. And she's been with me through thick and thin. I'm now 33 years old, and I still have Winnie. And ironically, in the months leading up to my brain surgery, I realized that Winnie's head was falling off. And it was devastating. It was traumatizing. This is my childhood toy, my childhood friend, and always by my side. And, I couldn't bear myself, to part with her, so I kept her despite her flaws. And then a few months later, I found out, well, my head was kind of falling off too. Not literally, but I did need brain surgery. And I viewed it as such a metaphor, I felt grateful that other people felt the way I did, that even though I was broken and flawed, they didn't want to get rid of me. They still wanted to keep me, flaws and all. So I wrote a blog about it. And the best part of this was that around the time where I had my brain surgery for Chiari malformation, Winnie also had a surgery. There is a local place here in Pittsburgh called the Lilliput, I think it's called the Lilliput Doll Hospital. I don't know if that's the right name. It's a doll hospital at any rate. And so this is all in the blog and in my book, Chronically Positive. But I wanted to show you, I still have Winnie to this day on my nightstand. This doll is about 32, 33 years old. And she is looking fine, I think, for her age. So the doll hospital fixed her up just like my doctors at UPMC fixed me up, and now both of our heads are firmly attached to our bodies. So on that note, I will sign off with Winnie saying hello and reminding everybody to always hang tight to the people and the things that you love, regardless of their flaws, regardless of their age, regardless of their appearance or their physical disability, because in the end, it's those things that are going to matter the most in life. So yeah, I hope that that little story touched you. And on that positive note, I will leave you this evening. I hope that you all have a restful sleep, a restorative sleep, and sweet dreams. Sleep well, heal well, be well, and I will chat with you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, guys.